Okay, so today we're doing a deep dive into the sources for Netflix's next monster series, the Ed Gein Story.
Right. After the Dahmer season, this one feels almost foundational, doesn't it?
It really does. Our mission here is to unpack why Gein is such a big deal, why he's basically the blueprint for so much American horror.
Exactly. Because Gein, he isn't just another name on a list. He's kind of the source code.
Source code, I like that.
Yeah, you think about Norman Bates in Psycho. Or Leatherface, Buffalo Bill.
All roads lead back to Gein.
Pretty much. Their roots are tangled up in what happened with Ed Gein.
Okay, so the basics first. It's the same team, Ryan Murphy and Ian Brennan, anthology series.
And the sources are pointing towards fall 2025 for the release?
Yeah, looks like it. Maybe aiming for that Halloween slot like October. Makes sense.
It does. But let's get into the core of it, because
Yeah.
Gein's crimes, they weren't typical serial killer stuff.
No, not like Dahmer with a high body count. What stands out is the grave robbing.
Right, the grave robbing, the mutilation, these really bizarre rituals he had. It's less about the killing itself, almost.
And it all seems tied back to his mother, Augusta Gein.
Oh, absolutely. His obsession with her was intense. Crippling, really. She was incredibly domineering.
And the show, based on what we're reading, looks set to really dig into that. His childhood, the isolation on that farm in Plainfield.
Yeah, Wisconsin. Her strict, almost abusive control over him, especially about, sex, women, morality.
And his brother's death, too. There's always been mystery around that, hasn't there?
There has. So the series seems positioned as like a deep psychological study, a trauma study.
So the grave robbing, was that about materials for the things he made?
That seems to be the connection, yeah. The masks, the lampshades, horrifying things made from skin. It was like he was trying to replace her or even become her.
Physically manifesting that psychological need. Wow.
Exactly. And it all blew up in 1957 with that discovery.
Right. Bernice Worden, the hardware store owner, vanished. And when the police went to Gein's farmhouse,
they found things nobody could have imagined, stuff that just wasn't supposed to exist in, quiet, rural America.
Changed everything. Cemented his name in history, like you said.
And the show will definitely cover that shock, right?
Yeah.
The moment the community realized the monster wasn't some fantasy, he was. Well, he was Ed.
Hidden in plain sight. Okay, casting, still no official word.
No, just speculation. But it'll need someone good, obviously. Handling that level of psychological damage requires serious acting chops.
And unlike Dahmer, which spent a lot of time on the victim's stories, this sounds like it'll lean more into Gein's mind, his mental state.
That seems to be the angle, yeah. And it fits the history because remember, Gein was declared mentally unfit for trial.
Right, he was institutionalized. Never stood trials in the conventional sense. Died in '84 in an institution.
So focusing on that aspect, his mental state, the trauma, it frames the show differently. Less sensational crime procedural, more exploring the why.
Okay, let's connect this to the cultural impact then, because this is where it gets really interesting.
This is the key part, I think. Before Ed Gein, what was American horror?
Dracula, Frankenstein, ghosts, mostly supernatural threats, right?
Exactly. Otherworldly monsters. Gein. Gein was the pivot. He introduced the idea of real horror.
The horror next door.
Yes.
Yeah.
The quiet neighbor, the isolated guy down the road, capable of that. It terrified people on a whole new level.
So he basically provided the template for psychological horror. True crime's darker roots.
Absolutely. He showed that the scariest things are human. That's his legacy, and that's why this monster series installment feels so relevant, even now.
So summing up, the Ed Gein story looks set to blend that psychological drama with the historical events, exploring how one disturbed man fundamentally altered how we perceive fear.
Yeah, focusing on the isolation, the trauma, and how it rippled outwards into culture.
Which leaves us with a final thought, right?
Right. Since the show seems heavily focused on his mental state, his upbringing, what responsibility does a drama like this have?
You mean when exploring the causes of such terrible acts versus just showing the horrifying events themselves?
Exactly. Where's the line between explanation and exploitation, maybe? Something for you, the listener, to think about as we wait for fall 2025.
A provocative thought indeed. Thanks for diving deep with us today.